Getting a beautiful, delicious meal onto the table for you or even your loved ones is really not a difficult thing, because all you really need is a right recipe and a clever cook, and that's all going to be taking place right here on Salton BiteTV. My name is Zweli Dube, but I'm not alone. I'm with a man who knows how to do his thing in the kitchen. Indeed, I'm talking about Chef Martin Kobald, who's going to be introducing some of these fantastic recipes that will keep your mouth watering all day long. Martin, how are you?
I'm fantastic, and how are you?
Well, I'm very good, and I'm very excited. Martin, I see a lot of stuff happening right here on the kitchen table. I mean, there's knives, there's spices, there's salt, there's olive oil, there's pans. It looks like we're going to be cooking up a storm.
Yes, indeed, we're going to. And there's going to be many more things coming up. We're cooking some exciting recipes out of the Salton recipe book. We're going to be starting off with a deep-fried sesame halloumi.
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 Creek cheese, fantastic.
Gotta get it right,
easy.
It's halloumi.
Halloumi, that's it. Get some power into it. We're going to get some orange roast chicken. We're going to do some pavlovas. We're going to do some smoothies. So really, really exciting recipes, but easy, simple recipes for everybody to do.
So please, stay right where you are, for there's more coming up right after this, and that's all taking place right here on Salton BiteTV. It fits your life. Chef, we're about to do the halloumi.
Deep-fried sesame halloumi.
Deep-fried sesame halloumi. I'm excited. Let's get it going.
First thing what you need is the halloumi cheese. I chose the one that's got already some herbs and some spices in there.
Now, chefs, I see now you're cutting them into strips.
You can cut them in any shapes and forms what you want to do, but I prefer them and have them in little strips, because, you know, you've got to think as a chef, as a cook, because your guests, your family, your customers, they eat with their eyes first, and that's very, very important. That's very, very important.
Their eyes first. Why? Because of presentation.
Then now we need some flour, we need some eggs, and we need some breadcrumbs. Now in the flour, I just like to add a little bit of a seasoning inside there. So I just put a little bit of salt in there, just some freshly ground salt. You can just use normal fine salt as well. Some black pepper, crushed black pepper. Then you just take some eggs. You just mix up your eggs a little bit. That's all you need. You don't put any salt, nothing into the eggs. So we want to keep it as simple as possible. You just squiddle up your eggs a little bit. And then you got your breadcrumbs. Just straightforward white bread crumbs. You take some your old bread from home, or you can buy the crumbs ready in a bakery or something, not a problem. And you just add some sesame seeds. Straightforward. You can use some toasted sesame seed if you like, but you can also just use normal, straightforward, plain sesame seeds. So you just mix your breadcrumbs and your sesame seeds together. It's about 200 grams of breadcrumbs and about 100 grams of sesame seeds. So what we do now, we got now the halloumi fingers here. We just toss them around in the seasoned flour a little bit. From there, you're going to put them straight into the eggs, and I'm going to move them over to the breadcrumbs to you, so you don't have to go breadcrumbs, eggs, breadcrumbs, eggs. We're going to do a second coating just now. Now I need you to get in there and just mix it nicely with the crumbs. So you're coating,
I suppose.
So you're coating your halloumi cheese now.
Okay, cool. It's fun so far.
That's it. And then just move it back into the egg. So we do a double crumbing for the simple reason because the cheese will melt inside the coating then. And then you just shake the excess crumbs off and you just put it on that plate over there.
Okay.
And then we're getting ready to fry it.
Shake it off. Well, friends, the much anticipated deep-fried sesame halloumi. Here we go.
No comments?
It goes down really good.
Well done.
Thank you very much, Chef. We'll be back right after this with more cooking with Chef Martin as we make some fish cakes.
Fantastic.
Well, the heat is on, and indeed we are continuing to cook with my chef here, Martin. Now, as promised, we're going to be doing some crumbed lemon fish cake. It sounds delicious as I even say it.
Yep.
Chef, please take over.
Basically what we need to do, we need some boneless fish. I chose some hake. You just flake the fish.
Okay.
That's all you need to do, really. There's some just medium potatoes. I boiled them in the skin in salt water. I took the skin off, and now I just needed to mash it. So if you can just put it in a little bowl there.
And mash.
Just take a fork and just smash them down a little bit. Just make it a little mashed potatoes.
Yep.
Okay, you don't need to smash it all the way. Just like, you know, nice texture. I still like to see some pieces inside there from the potato. Okay. Then you just add a little bit of chopped parsley in there, about 2 tablespoons of freshly chopped parsley. You take some mustard. I chose to use some whole grain mustard, and as you noticed already, I like texture in my food. So whole grain mustard gives you a little bit of extra texture in there. On the title of the recipe, it's the lemon fish cake. So I'll just use some rinds of the lemon. You just chop that up nicely. It's called zest, lemon zest. But it's just a rind. You cut it off very finely without the white, and you just chop it up and you add that into your dish. Then you take some freshly chopped spring onions, about 2 sort of handfuls. While we're talking hands and while we work with our hands, 2 handfuls.
Yep.
And then just 1 egg, 1 whole egg. You put the egg inside there, and your potatoes are perfect now. If you can just add your potatoes into here now, they will be fantastic.
The chef loves my potatoes.
Oh, yes.
All in there?
All in there. Just put the whole lot in there. So that's really your mixture. Can you just add me 1 or 2 spoons of mayonnaise inside there as well, just to give it a bit of a binding?
Your wish is my command.
Thank you very much.
Right, so how many spoons?
I think one should be enough. One should be enough, because that's like nice, really big spoons. Now what we need to do is we need to make little balls with it. And you just put the balls on the plate, just like that. And we need to put it in the fridge a little bit later. We let it rest in the fridge for about half an hour, and then we do the crumbing, and then we're doing the deep frying.
I must say, this is really easy to do. But really, what's efficient here is that, you know, you're putting them in there and you're making sure that it's all crumbed and coated, so that by the time we deep fry it, I suppose it's...
And coating, that's the key word.
Right.
Because you want to make sure it's coated all the way. So you can coat it once or twice, like we've done earlier. Once is quite sufficient here. Now we're going to put it in a deep fryer. So in the meantime, while this is frying now,
yep,
we also want to make a little bit of sauce in it, because obviously with the crumbing it's fairly dry. So we've got some mayonnaise left over from earlier, some tangy mayonnaise. All you do, you can use lots of different spices. I just like to add a couple of little bit of paprika. Paprika, some Hungarian paprika. Just add that in there, mix it nicely, it gives it a nice flavor. And there we go, there's our fish cakes. They look absolutely fantastic. I'm very proud of myself.
You're telling me.
And I'm very proud of you. You've done a fantastic job.
I'm about to eat.
You've done a fantastic job.
Thank you very much, chef.
Fish cakes à la minute. Very quickly.
Magnifique.
There we go.
On to the fish dish.
On to the fish dish. Straight, go for it. Dip it a little bit in your sauce. I wouldn't take such a big piece. I know you got a big mouth.
I got a big mouth. But I'll take your advice, chef. Let me listen to you.
There we go. Dip it and have a good bite of it. How's it? Yeah? Does it have your approval? Hot? Well, it's supposed to be hot. Good. We're ready to serve, so the guests can come. That's a lemon fish cake.
Lemon fish cake.
Very simple.
Absolutely unbelievable. Well, there you have it, fellas. It is indeed a lovely dish to make, easy to make, quick, right to the tea, and absolutely delicious. Crumbed lemon fish cakes. Now we mean serious business. We're getting down to the main course. Tell us more.
Are we doing an orange glazed roast chicken? Everybody does roast chicken. We just want to put a little bit of extra spin on it and put some nice fresh orange juice in it, orange segments in there, some nice vegetables. So, should we start? Fantastic.
I tell you what, this show is really about simplicity. We're making it easy for you to do at home, and most importantly, to enjoy.
Be careful with your fingers. I'm just going to cut some.
Sure.
Yeah. Just some onions. So we've got some celeries. Just make sure that your vegetables are peeled and they're washed and everything, you know.
It's so articulate, even the cutting, the way he does it. Don't you just wish you could also do that at home?
Well, don't try to do it that way. Do it slowly. You remember,
and
this
is
my job. This is just...
You do this every day?
I do this every day. This is part of my training. like you do the talking very well, I do the cutting very well.
Oh, thank you very much, Chef. You're doing a splendid job.
Now I need your assistance.
Okay.
Because I can't do the spicing and the rubbing of the oil at the same time.
Start with the salt, or
So
do you
you
want me to
just
start
rub-
with the pepper? Which one would you like me to begin with?
Doesn't really matter. Sequence doesn't really matter. Just loads of it. Just put. I'll
This
put the oil.
chicken is going to end up here.
Again.
More, more,
Yes, good.
more, 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 more.
More. Perfect. Some pepper. Sure.
Some pepper.
Lucky it didn't drop, did it?
Nah, you gotta enjoy doing this, you know.
I'm going to
You
start.
gotta have the passion.
I'm
It's
going to
got
start.
to be
We
there.
just must make sure that it goes in all the different corners of the chicken. Okay. Now we just there's vegetables we just cut up, carrots, celery sticks, and some onions,
Simple as that, yeah?
and you just fill it up. And you can just take the lid off for me, please.
With pleasure, Chef.
There we go. And now let me place that chicken in there. Okay.
Alrighty.
Just put it on the bottom there. It's a nice convection oven there. We just add a couple of vegetables on top there. Okay, let's put the lid back on. 180, 200 degrees.
Okay.
And in between, every sort of 15, 20 minutes, I'm gonna make a mixture just now with some orange juice, just normal fresh orange juice. You do like 2 tablespoons of Messina, corn flour, you mix that in there, and you just every 15, 20 minutes, you just brush your chicken just to get a nice orange glaze. And then we're gonna be serving it later with some more orange segments and some nice fresh vegetables. Good, now we just need to wait till it's cooked.
Now, Chef, that looks so good. I'm so tempted to just grab
Not
that.
yet, not
I'm
yet.
telling you, it looks absolutely fantastic in this convection oven.
There's one more thing which we need to do. We need to put some more glaze on there just before we serve it.
It just smells so good.
We're just gonna take 2 sort of soup spoons of corn flour. Okay? You mix that in cold. Corn flour just dissolves in the orange juice, which is not a problem. Now we're just gonna put a little bit more of the orange juice and corn flour glaze over the chicken. Just make sure that all your parts of the chicken are glazed. Let's take it out. Let's
Am I
take it out.
ready?
serve
Am
it.
I ready
'Cause I think
to
I
gobble
just
this
heard
up?
the doorbell.
Yep.
There we go.
I think our guests have arrived.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Now remember, our guests have arrived, so we can't keep them waiting. It's time for some.
Orange glazed chicken.
Thank you, Chef.
I think that's what it's all about.
Let's go.
Huh? Are we ready?
I'm so ready. I want to eat.
Let's go.
Are you joining us? Come with us. Now, Chef Martin, I'm looking at your recipe book here, and I see you've got over at least 50 delicious recipes, but particularly with the dish that we are about to make now, which is the sweet potato and the chickpea. I'm very interested in wanting to know what goes into this delightful dish.
Again, very, very simple. We've got some sweet potatoes, then we use chickpeas. Chickpeas, again, you can use raw chickpeas, which you need to soak overnight in water or whatever, but you also can go back to, like, you get those tins, ready-made
Yes,
tins, you
yes,
just open
yes,
the
that's
tin
right,
and
with
use
the
those
chickpea,
chickpeas.
yes,
That's
yes.
very nice. They're very nice in
Right.
flavor, it's not a problem. And it
Yes.
saves a lot of time. Then we just got some sour cream, we got some onions, some garlic, some peppers, and some orange juice. Perfect. Onions. We just cut about half an onion. We don't need more than that. We cut the onion. Let me do it a bit quicker, because that's what it is. Take some garlic. Just take 2 garlic cloves. Very simple.
Fresh
Then
garlic.
Just take the sizzling pan. Make sure it's nice and hot. Put the olive oil inside there. And you just add your onions and your garlic into the frying pan. There we go. So we just brown that a little bit. Just glaze it. You don't need to brown it really, because we don't need to have the effect of a browning sauce. It's all orange juice, etc., etc. We just add all our other ingredients inside there. Your sweet potatoes, you just peel them and you cut them in cubes. That's all you need to do. It's about 500 grams of that. Some green peppers, some red peppers, and you just fry that on a little bit. And now all it takes, a little bit of orange juice, fresh orange juice. I prefer fresh orange juice. You can use like the El Cheapo one as well, but it's not nice. Fresh orange juice with segments inside. It's really, really nice.
Squeezed from the oranges?
Squeezed from the oranges, absolutely. Absolutely.
Fresh.
And don't put too much. Don't cover all the ingredients that it swims inside there.
So don't dampen them too much, is it?
Just like sort of halfway through, because you wanna just like boil them, and all the moisture from all the ingredients here, they're all gonna come out, and you will see how much juice we're gonna have there just now. And it's boiling quite nicely. So then we're gonna leave boiling for about 10 minutes or so until we add the chickpeas in there, and then the completion another 5 minutes and we're done. Okay, now we're gonna put the chickpeas in there. There we go. That's nearly the last step. Look at this. Look at the color combination in there.
Chef, it's amazing. I know you're asking me to help you with the parsley, but as I look like this, you know how when a lion is ready to pounce on its prey? That's exactly how I'm looking at your food right now.
Ah, paprika. Nope, a little bit of peri-peri.
I thought it was paprika.
A little bit of peri-peri, just to give it a little bit of kick. You know, that's what we want. So it's ready to serve. We take that whole dish onto the table, and I'm telling you, it's such a delicious dish. All the different flavors in there. It's fantastic.
Chef, in your recipe book, you've clearly stated that this is one of the meals that can go with either some certain steaks, or even a schnitzel, or even sausages, etc.
Yeah, it suits itself for so many different variations of meals. Have it as a meal on its own, or have it as a side dish. Even for your Sunday braai with your mates. Fantastic as a side dish.
Sweet potato chickpea stew. Man, I tell you, it smells good. Well, if you're wondering exactly what this vegetable is, you're probably thinking to yourself, could it be an overripe granadilla, or even perhaps a fig? Chef, please explain to us. This is, I think, a pomegranate.
And it's not a vegetable, it's a fruit.
It's a fruit, so I was wrong too.
It's a fruit.
It's a fruit.
It actually originates from the Himalayas, from northern India, so it's a very, very delicate fruit.
What exactly is this all about?
It's just really a fruit which I'm going to be using for the garnish for our next dish, which is going to be a smoked salmon and cream cheese potato spud. Very simple dish, very nice, and I just use that as a garnish, just to freshen it up a little bit.
Now, just in case you're wondering what's going on here, we've got some potatoes which we're steaming, and of course they are unskinned potatoes.
Yes, they're steaming here for about 30 minutes now, and they're just ready. We take them out. It's really a very simple dish, or whatever, which you can do for as a starter, as a main course, and as a snack or whatever. There's so many different variations.
So let's get right away.
You can actually start cutting that. How would you cut that? Yeah, you see?
I was just about to, how would you cut that? Yeah.
There we go. Now let me just use the potato. You mind if I just move that plate over here? Because we're going to put it straight on the plate and serve it as it is. We're just going to do one at a time.
Okay.
Cut it across.
Okay.
And this is very hot.
And then you...
So you actually need to squeeze it. You want to squeeze it?
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Yeah,
that's what I thought. Like you're probably going to squeeze and let the potato...
Just squeeze it on all four corners there until...
All four corners, nice and slow.
Now you're going to burn yourself so hard.
It is still hot.
Now you just, basically what you need to do is just open it up a little bit like this.
To allow the potato to actually escape from the skin and open up.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now what we need to do is just add some salmon, you know, inside there, and straight into the hot potato, because then the salmon gets that flavor from the steam from the potatoes, and it works all so well. Put a bit of cream cheese on top there. You see? There we go. Bit of garnish.
Chef, if you would please allow me to squeeze some of these juices out of this.
Absolutely, just add your little signature to it.
Because I am going to have a little bit on. You're going to allow me to do that?
Yeah, you will have most of this, but I'm sure.
Wow, there we go.
Perfect.
Bingo. Voila.
Great stuff. Voila.
Voila. Thank you very much, Chef. Indeed, well done.
Thank you. Spud. Spud.
Spud.
Spud.
Spud.
Spud.
Spud. Here is something easy, quick and smooth to make. Chef, share with us, what is it? Especially when you're on the go, either going to school or even to work.
Even in the afternoon, if you really like wind down, let's do a banana crunchy smoothie. Very simple, straightforward. I wouldn't like to call it breakfast smoothie because you can have it the whole day long.
Throughout the day?
Absolutely.
Because it's quick, it's on the go?
Absolutely, 100%.
Smooth. Let's get straight to it. I see engines roaring. We're starting up. We're going to be crushing ice. What are we doing?
Crush ice. Put it inside there. We crush the ice and you just stop talking because it's going to be noisy. Okay. Milk.
Milk.
Granolas. Can you peel the granolas for me, please, sir?
Oh, let's go.
Because that's really, really important that we peel them.
I like how you're peeling it. The whole bunch off.
There we go. Come, quick.
In pieces?
Yeah, I'll just break them up a little bit.
Cool.
And I'll just add some honey in there, just to add some sweetness. That's it. Done. Glasses.
This looks like it's got lots of protein.
Oh,
it's like a protein shake.
Oh, I'm telling you, it's so healthy. There we go.
Let's have a quick toast.
Cheers.
To energy.
To energy.
Cheers.
To good life.
Good
Cheers.
Life. Only with Chef Martin. It's time for something sweet. Hey, I'm ready for this part of the show. Allow me to say what we're going to be doing now.
Yes.
Allow me.
Say it.
It's called Pavlova. You got to have passion when you say that, don't you think?
Absolutely. Well, we make meringue.
Oh,
But Pavlova, yes,
Yeah.
that's how it is,
Pavlova.
which is just a nice description of
Yeah.
just a straightforward meringue.
Yeah.
We're going to make the meringue now. We're just going to mix it nicely up the egg whites with the custard sugar and the vanilla essence. We're going to pipe it into the pan and then it goes in the oven for about 1.5 to 2 hours.
let's get it on.
Enjoying it. We've got some egg whites here. It's going to be a little bit noisy. We're going to mix. And you add half the sugar in there, or half the custard sugar. Okay? And just mix it until you get a snow peak. Snow peak is really just until when you, I'll show you that later. When you dip your finger in there and it stands on your finger, then you know then it's right. You can just add me 1 teaspoon of the vanilla essence in there, please. Right in the middle there. There we go.
1 teaspoon?
1 teaspoon right in the middle there, yeah. Just to add it some flavor. That's it. Perfect. Okay, that's it. Now you see what I was talking about, that soft peak earlier? That's what you're looking for.
That's exactly it.
You know? That's what you need. Does it taste nice? Good, perfect. Now we need just to add that into the piping bag.
Right.
And you can pipe it however you want to, but really what you need to create is a little base. Now we need to do the peaks on the side.
Okay.
You see?
Right next to one another.
Right next to one another.
Okay.
We just need to have enough for all the way around. And now you can do a couple. It's a one-day game, eh? There we go. See how easy that is? That can go into the oven now, about 1.5 hours to maximum 2 hours and 85, 90 degrees. And we just basically, that dries out. That's all it is.
All right, let's get straight to it. Let's get it in the oven and let's get it cooking. It indeed is the Pavlova.
Fantastic. We're just going to top it. We put some fresh cream on there, some fresh fruits, nicely cut some kiwi. We've got some grapes. We've got some gooseberries, some blueberries, and some raspberries. Fantastic. It's really going to be nice. It's a fresh dish, but it's a combination because it's sweet and it's sour, freshness from the fruits. Really fantastic.
Delicates from everywhere.
Exactly.
Flavors all right.
Goes down very, very well. Okay, now we're doing some more piping. I'll just use some fresh cream just out of the tin. It's the easiest one. You can also pipe fresh cream up with yourself if you can whisk it, if you want to. It's all the way up to you. I'll just use it because it's so much easier and it's really, really nice, good cream. There we go. And now is the garnishing. The garnishing, that's what it's all about. You see? Because it's gonna look really, really nice when it comes to your guests. You know, that's very, very nice. And it's fresh. And that's what it is.
Pavlova.
There we go. And see? That's really all you want.
Pavlova.
There we go. Jesus, that's a good dig.
Chef, we have come to the end of our show.
Yeah.
I just want to thank you very much, and of course thank Checkers for obviously providing some of these great items, which are which have just been such a pleasure to taste, and thank you very much for joining us on the show.
And
for more of these recipes and more information, you can log on to our site, which is salton.coza.
Goodbye.